Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio, your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Intentional Productivity Tips. I am Megan. I am your very favorite strategic productivity partner, and I want to thank you for joining me again today. This Thursday, like every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, we are going to gather to chat just a little bit about intentional productivity tips and how we can take control of our time, our productivity, and our habits so we can enjoy the lives we've worked so hard to create. You are watching me on USA Global TV and Radio's YouTube channel, where you please can like, subscribe, and be notified when a new episode drops. Leave me comments if you would like. I would love to hear them. You also can you can check out our website, USA Global TV and Radio's website, where you can learn more about empowering programs, other shows, other presenters, other people that can help you live your best life. As I said today, we are here for intentional productivity tips. So thank you for joining me. We are going to talk today. Well, actually, let's start with welcome to May. It is a new month and it is May. So this May, we're having a series that specifically talks about productivity your way with simple mindset strategies. So May's topics and May's series of intentional productivity tips is productivity your way with simple mindset strategies. And I think today's episode is going to be an excellent way for you to look at productivity, maybe in different ways than you have, and maybe look at productivity as a little easy than you did before. So today we are going to talk about making productivity easy. Today we're going to talk about making your productivity easy. And I actually have 4 tips for making your productivity easier. We're going to talk about that. Then we are going to talk about making your productivity plan. So those are the 2 things we are going to talk about today. Again, this is talking about making productivity easy. Why? Well, when we think about it, productivity is one of those topics that's huge. That when you say, oh, I work in productivity, people are like, well, what does that mean? Is it a to-do list? Is it this? Is it that? And I say productivity is all of it. Productivity is your habits, your processes, your mindset, your automations. It's all of those things, your tools and resources that you put together so you're able to get done all of the things you need to in life. And again, so you can enjoy it. Why is this coming up today? So last week, I had a great opportunity. I love when this happens. Sometimes I'll have former clients that reach out to me again, and we either have a quick connect session for them or we talk to someone else. And last week I had a former client reach out to me and he was like, Megan, I need to be recalibrated. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. A productivity recalibration coming soon to an intentional productivity tips show near you. But it's true. There's times when we need to recalibrate our productivity. And so we met and we looked at 4 tips for how he could recalibrate his productivity. And it was all about the idea of making our productivity easy for us. So let's look at these 4 tips, right? And let's look at why. Why is it important? And why is it worth making productivity easy? Did you know that we spend 45% of our day, 11 to 12 hours of our day, doing the same tasks over and over and over? We spend 45% of our day doing repetitive tasks. Let's make those tasks easy so we can focus on what really matters. Making productivity is not about doing less. It's not. It's about simplifying the rest and watching the magic of easy productivity happen. We want to launch into making our productivity easy for us. So let's look at the 4 tips to do that. The first tip is our energy. And you're going to see here that there's a theme to the 4 tips. They actually spell out easy. So we want to look at our energy. Focus on your energy and your tasks that really matter. When we think about it, it is very important. We have, especially, welcome to 2025. There are some facts when it comes to productivity. Most of us, we generally have more to do than time in a day. Most of us will actually never finish everything on our to-do lists. And most of us will never completely be caught up on everything. That's uncomfortable for a lot of people to hear, but it's a reality. Because when we think about it, we can finish projects, we can finish what we're working on, but when we think about the totality of what we are expected to be able to do, to be able to access, to be able to complete in a day, mind-blowing, right? We're asked to do so much more now than we ever have been in the history of the universe before. So what is important for us to do is to say, we need to focus our energy on tasks that matter. So let's talk about 3 ways we can do that, right? So if we want to focus our energy, one of the things we want to look at, are you able to stay focused when it's time for you to get things done? When it comes to your energy, it's important to be honest. You don't have to answer these questions for anyone else but you. But I want for you to really kind of ask yourself about your energy when it comes time to get stuff done and to be productive. Are you able to stay focused when it's time to get things done? Some people, the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is no. So we have to look at why. Why are we not able to stay focused? It's because there's too many things going on in our mind? Is it because we're not working on the right thing? Or could it even be that when we're trying to focus isn't the best time for our rhythm of when we think best, right? One thing I talk about with my clients all the time is, are we a productivity flow person? Are we a productivity structure person? When do you do things best? And so you want to look at, are you able to stay focused on your tasks that you need to complete? And if not, there is a reason why. Identify that reason why, and then you can change your focus. For example, for me, one of the things that happens for me calendar-wise and days and times of year is that when it's winter and it gets dark early, I'm able to work and be creative. I love that snuggly dark time. But now that the time has changed and we're in spring and it's light a lot later, that changes my productivity and my creativity. At that time of day, I'm more productive in the morning. I know it's confusing. It is for all of us. But the important thing is, I know myself and I know when it is that I'm going to be productive and when I'm going to be focused. So we want to ask ourselves, when is that? We also want to look at what tasks and habits tend to consume our lives. Again, we're doing repeating tasks. And so are there things that we can group together or repeat? Are there things that we can do? For example, there are times when I have one client who actually listens to his voicemail. Congratulations. If we listen to, and he always listens to his voicemail in the car on the way home, right? Because he's driving, he can listen to his voicemails and respond then. So we want to think about, what are our tasks that tend to consume us and take our time? What can we group together? How can we best use our energy to be focused? Because we know we are going to repeat 45% of our tasks throughout the day. So let's take control of them so we're able to get more done and so we're able to be focused. 3, the third question when considering our energy level and our focus is, what small adjustments can you make to increase your focus and bring more organization to your day? So what are there things that you could do? And this is one of the things I always talk to my clients that I've brought up here every day. One thing for energy, it's important to have a daily checklist. What are all of the stuff and things you need to do on a daily basis? Create a checklist because you know you're going to be doing that. Again, this is how we can work on some of that. We do 45% of the repetitive tasks. If we know we're going to do a daily checklist once a day or however often, we know we're going to be able to focus and we know we'll have our energy to be able to do it then, right? And we'll be able to do it when works best for us. So first tip, focus your energy on tasks that matter. It's important to identify the tasks that matter, and it's important to identify how you're going to be able to do it. So that's the first tip. Focus your energy on tasks that matter. The next tip, admin time. Regularly schedule a time block for admin tasks. One of the things I've recommended to my clients for years now, and most of my clients do this, and I've mentioned this, it's to schedule an admin block. In my ideal world, it would be a half or a full day on your calendar. If you can do it for a couple of hours, that's great too. I'm not going to be a beggar that's choosy. If you could get any amount of admin time on your calendar, I'm going to recommend it. But let's think about this. What is admin time? Think about all of the things that come up that you need to finish for life or to take care of or to do. Maybe it's an appointment, maybe it's a call, maybe it's a class or a certification, or maybe it's an email, or maybe it's finding your birth certificate, or maybe it's any number of things. Maybe you need to go to your local electricity office or the cable office or any of those things that you need to spend attention on, but we know that it can be hard to find that time within the regular work week or work days. I always suggest create an admin time for yourself. Regularly schedule it. Like I said, a whole day would be awesome. A half day I like. A couple of hours I will definitely agree to, right? Whatever your amount of admin time can be. Then identify for yourself, what can you get done during your admin time? I have one client, he does admin time once a month and once a quarter, and he has like quarterly activities too. He'll check his subscriptions on a quarterly basis. So what are the things you can do during admin time? I have one client who his admin time does include doing the yard work. It can be anything. Again, your productivity is about you. We want to make your productivity and your habits easy. And so if creating an admin time is going to do that, I highly recommend it. I actually have one client who hadn't had admin time for a while. His wife recommended he schedule admin time. And I was like, yes, that's it. It's a commitment from everyone to realize the value of taking and setting aside time on your calendar so you can get other things done that aren't necessarily regularly scheduled work tasks or professional tasks. It's again, those things that you normally aren't able to get done. So my question for you, when are you going to schedule your admin time? I always encourage, I will tell you on my last admin time, it did include brunch with a mimosa because it worked out for that day for me. But so make your admin time you. Make it special and make it something that you're going to want. One rule I always suggest for admin time, nobody can take it off your calendar, no appointments. It is a do not touch time because once you start letting people touch your admin time, you can say goodbye to it. So it's important to hold firm to admin time that nobody changes it, that they don't have the ability to do that. Okay, so we're going to work on our energy. We're going to work on our admin time. I want you to think about when you can schedule your next admin time. The third tip we're going to look like is your schedule. Track and optimize your calendar so you're optimizing your time. So one thing to think about is what do you want your schedule to be like for this season? And the reason I say seasons, yes, I just talked a few minutes ago about the differing time of the year and calendaring and how that impacts me. But what I'm talking about is for this period right now, one thing when it comes to productivity, nothing has to be permanent. You can change your habits. When you think about it, you want to identify, because something worked in the past, that's fabulous, that worked in the past. But you want to ask yourself, what schedule do I want for right now? What do I want my work schedule to be? What do I want my life schedule to be? What do I want my schedule to be? I've had several clients who, when we first started working together, I have one client that we've worked together for about 5.5 years. And when we first started working together, he would have more social events on weekdays and he would stay out. And now as he's getting older, he's decided less social events, less staying out late. I think we all can relate to that. I know I can as well. But it's important for us to identify, what do we want our schedule and our calendar to look like? How often do we want to go out? Do we want to have days off? Do we want to have time blocked off? Which is getting to my second point, right? One thing I always recommend to everyone to take control of your productivity and make it easier is to schedule either closed or note time, right? So originally, closed time is a block of time when you are not responsible for anything. Now, for everyone, this is a little bit different based on your family responsibilities, relationships, where you're living, what you're doing. But I think it's important to at least have a block or a day, one day a week or one block of time a week where you are not expected. You could do whatever you want. You are closed to the world. I also call that my nope time. One of the reasons I'm talking about this here is because when we're talking about our schedule, this also means our calendar. And our calendars can be super powerful in helping us to be able to take control of our time and to be able to set some boundaries. One of the reasons I call my schedule I have closed time, or I call it nope, is because especially in this day and age, when we know we have calendar links out there where people can just magically schedule time on your calendar, right? Super handy. And sometimes can be like, oh, I forgot that I should be available at that time, right? So one of the things that I recommend with your schedule is if you've got closed time, or if you have nope, not available for appointments time, add that to your calendar. Look and be intentional about it. For me, it's from when I log off on Friday to when I wake up on Sunday. That Friday night, Saturday night is for me. I am closed to the world. If I want to do something, I do, or it's my choice, I do, but I don't have to. And no one schedules appointments. I don't have pre-planned appointments on those days. So that's how I take care of my schedule, right? The other thing is what calendaring and scheduling tools are you using is a good question. When we think about it, our calendars and our schedules can be our best asset for helping us to be productive. If I wake up in the morning and I look and I see I've got schedules, I'm back-to-back schedule, I have appointments and calls that day, I know I'm not going to get anything else done. So it's important for us to be realistic with our schedule. If we want productivity to be easy, we have to set realistic expectations. And where we start to set expectations with productivity is our schedule. So in order to make productivity easy, the third tip is to track and optimize your calendar and take a look at your schedule. So we have said it's about your energy. We have said it is about admin time. And we said that productivity being easy is about your schedule. The fourth tip productivity is about, and how to make productivity easy, is to make productivity about your way. This perhaps is one of the most important. They're all most important, but this is truly the thread that is going to keep your productivity seamless along the way. The thread that's going to hold your productivity together is to say, okay, I'm going to make productivity easy. The fourth tip is I'm going to make it my way, which means you want to find what works for you and stick with it. So one of the things you want to ask yourself is, do you like your current productivity habits, processes, and mindset? If you said yes, great. If you said yes and great. If you said no, also great. All three of those answers are great because then you know where you are with your productivity and how you can make it your way. If you don't like your current habits, and I'll get nitty gritty. Recently, I had to change one of my productivity habits. I always have a notebook, and I thought I was going to change my notebook in 2025 and have it be a little cute and a little different. And it did not work for me because I wasn't writing stuff down. So I had to realize that doesn't work for me. So I'm going to have to change it, right? So it's important for us to ask what we like. So that's why it's so important. However we answer the question, figure out what you like about your habits, what you don't like about your processes, what you like about your habits, processes, and mindset, and how you can improve them. Because once you know what you like, once you know what you don't like, then you're able to make productivity easy in your way by saying, what are you willing to change? If there's something you don't like, what are you willing to do to change it? I ask that question, intentional and on purpose, because I want to know what you're willing to do to change it, right? There are times when we talk to people about their productivity and they don't like it, or they want to make changes, or they want to do things, right? But they're not willing to take the effort to do it. And so that's why I always say, what are you willing to change, right? What is making productivity easy is identifying the habits, the processes, the mindset, the automations, the tasks, the tools, and all of the resources you're using to help get things done so that you're able to be done and exceed your expectations. So we want to look at productivity your way means what are you willing to change and what do you want to do? As I just told you, 2025 tried a new notebook process, did not work for me. I was very quickly willing to change it. Maybe because I love buying notebooks, but hey, whatever works, right? When we think about productivity, when we think about, again, the quantity of things we need to get done in a day, it's important for us to identify what do we need to do and how can we make it an easier process, right? So we've talked about the 4 tips. Energy. How are you focusing your energy? Do you have admin time? What is your schedule and how are you tracking it? And how are you doing productivity your way? Those are the 4 easy steps and tips for making productivity for you a bit easier. So today, the first part of our presentation was to look at those 4 tips. The next part is making your productivity easy plan. So you will notice that here I have outlined for you, and I have questions for you for EASY to make your productivity easy. So for energy, how will you focus your energy on tasks that matter? Take some time and identify for that for you. Admin time. What are you going to complete, and when is your next admin time scheduled? Scheduled. When are you going to be closed? How are you going to add nope time to your calendar so you're not scheduled for appointments when you need to get other things done? And which productivity habits are you willing to change? Which productivity habits are you willing to make an intentional effort to update, to improve so that you can be better? The best thing about productivity, I'm always going to say this, one of the best things about productivity is that we get to change it and we get to improve our habits, our processes. It's life. We get to change it and we get to make it better. So I hope this week, as you know, every week, my goal is that you learn at least one actionable thing that you're able to take with you, something that you can implement into your life. Today, I did give you 4 questions that can help you with that for making your productivity easy plan. So I really do encourage, I hope that you're able to say, you know what? I'm going to be intentional and I'm going to take these 4 tips. I'm going to make my productivity easy because you're going to enjoy life and you're going to enjoy what you're doing and the present moment and be able to focus on getting your best quality work done. I am Megan. I am your favorite strategic productivity partner. I want to thank you for being here with me again today. As I mentioned, this May, we are going to look at productivity mindset habits to simplify your relationship with productivity, to simplify what it is you're able to get done, and to simplify your life and your productivity so you can enjoy it more. I will be back next Thursday at 2:00 Pacific time. I hope you'll join me. Please remember, you can find me on USA Global TV and Radio's YouTube channel, where please like, subscribe, and get notified whenever we have new episodes. I want to thank you for being here today. And now I would like to share a word with our sponsors.
In a world full of noise, misunderstandings, and interruptions, master the art of listening with Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck is the listening mentor of USA Global TV and Radio and the Amazon #1 best-selling author of Mastering the Power of Elevated Listening. Elevate your listening. Elevate your life. Join a global learning experience in person or via Zoom. Reserve your spot today. usaglobaltv.com/book-your-session or drjacalyn.thinkific.com. Join Dr. Kerbeck's listening courses or hire her to unlock deeper connections and authentic conversations. Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honored to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/USA Global TV. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dies. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.